In this video, we're going to show you how to get 30% more leads out of your existing ads by using something called a landing page. I'm going to show you exactly how it works, and I'm going to show you a 5-step for free template that you can use to get the same results that I do. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is the way that I've used with my clients to get 30% more leads that actually convert from their existing ad campaigns without changing anything else, just changing this one thing and using this template. So I specifically work with excavation contractors, but this should work for any local business that wants to get more leads, is running ads, and you want them to contact you. So first things first, what we're talking about here is a landing page. Let's make sure we all understand what a landing page is. All right, so a landing page is exactly this. It is a website page. It can look like this or any other website page, and it's specifically designed to get someone to land on this page, hence landing page, after they've clicked on some ads. I work with a lot of Google ads, so that's what I'm talking about here. It's a standalone page. You can't get back to your main website from this page. It's really important to understand this is a standalone page, and it's got to be optimized for somebody that's clicked on an ad and for them to take the next step to meeting you, which is getting a hold of their details or booking a meeting or grabbing on a call, those sorts of things. It's got one focus. One focus there is to acquire a lead or a sale. That's all it's meant there for you to do, okay? So a lot of people will run their ads and they'll send them to their homepage. Wrong thing to be doing. You need to build a specific page, and that's what this landing page is. So a lot of people will say, well, why do I need to buy you, or why do I need to create a landing page? And this is the reason why. So you've got your homepage here, and the best way to think about it, I think, is like this. A homepage is kind of like the front of a book, right? Like it's there, you understand what's inside the book, and you can go and look at the rest of the stuff inside the book. I think the best way to think about a landing page is it's more like a leaflet, old school wise, that you'd put in a mailbox, and it's only meant to do one thing. It's meant to show somebody what your offer is and convince them to get in touch with you. And that's the big difference. What happens on homepages is people get distracted, very, very distracted. And from your homepage, they can go and look at your contacts and have a look at your backstory and all sorts of wonderful things. If they click on an ad, you already know what they're looking for. If your ad is doing its job, then they have clicked on that ad for a reason. They've got some pain that you want to help them out with. And this landing page should speak exactly to the pain that's being talked about in that ad. Okay? So homepage versus landing page, that's it. Don't send them to the homepage. You're losing stacks of money. All right. Here's that promise I was going to give you. I promised when you clicked on this video that I was going to show you how to get 30% more leads out of your existing clicks on the ads. And this is exactly it, right? Stay to the end, and I'll show you the step-by-step process to make the entire landing page that works just great for you. So what old school ones used to have is you'd come to the page and you'd have a form sitting there straight away. A new version of that is when you have a button sitting there and you have to click on the button, and then maybe a pop-up comes up, and that's when the form is presented to somebody. So the deal is you'll actually get 30% more conversion, so 30% more people contacting you if you make your page work like this, as opposed to working like this. Such a simple change, but in so many tests that we've done, there's a 30%, up to 30% difference between these two pages. And realistically, nothing much has changed except that you're just hiding this form behind a button. Why does that happen? Good question. Lots of different theories about it, but I think the main theory is that this is just a bit too confronting, and by the time people get here, they okay, great, I've seen that, and they don't want to convert. Whereas this one here gives them sort of front and center. It's just a little bit simpler because the text that's on the button here is usually describing the thing that they want. So if they click on that, they get the form, and there's a bit of psychology where if somebody's clicked on something, they have already committed. They've already made a decision that that's the way they want to go. So if they click on this, one action, they've already decided. So it's like against their own decision process to not fill in the form. That's some of the psychology behind it, apparently. But that doesn't really matter. 30% more. So it means that all the money that you're spending on ads gives you more leads in the end. So for every single campaign that I run, I've refused to run it if we aren't building the landing page for you. So that's how important I think they are. Right. So the next thing you want to know is, and the next promise I gave you was, I'm going to show you exactly how we build them. I'm going to show you all the components that go on a landing page that works, that converts. So again, look, I work with excavation contractors, and the whole goal of this page, again, is just to get the lead. So once they come in, of course, you need to remember that you need to go qualify them and those sorts of things. So I'm not talking about sort of qualification process here. I'm just talking about getting their details straight up. Right. So this is what you need to make your page. Here's my horrible little kind of like Canva drawing of what a landing page will look like. Kind of looks like this. And of course, you got to make sure that all the landing pages are mobile optimized, because people are generally on their mobile phone when they're looking for this sort of stuff. It's just easier for a presentation to make it kind of look like a desktop like this. All right, first things first. This very top bit here, this is where you're going to put your headline. You've got to make sure that it grabs somebody by the throat. You've got to make sure that it's really easy to understand, because what you'll find is that people online, they're kind of not thinking that much. I know it sounds terrible, but they're just not. So anything that you do to make it easier for them, that they don't need to think, is going to increase your chances. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that your headline that you put here matches up to the ad that they've clicked on. Okay, so you've got to make sure that they've clicked on the ad because there's something they want fixed. In my case, excavation contractors, maybe they want to get a pool demolition done. So you've got to make sure this page talks about pool demolition straight away. And a really great template that can be used for when you're first starting out is this one here. You just go, problem? Do you have this problem? Question mark. Get my thing that I do, and this is what happens. Really simple template. If you're just starting out, fantastic way to go about it. So if you go problem, this would be, need a pool demolished. Get my pool demolition program, or pool demolition specialty, and your pool will be completely taken out. Or better words than that, obviously, and you can do it for you. So that's a really great way to have that headline running. Next, what you need to have is, there we go, I jumped too far. Got to have a subheadline. So you go, great, I've just given you the formula for that, and you've got to have something else here which gives a little bit more information. You need to sort of retell them what your offer is, so that there's no confusion. Again, no thinking, because some people won't even read this; they'll just read straight to this. And you need to. This is a really great place to put specifically what they're getting. So in our example, talking excavation, pool demolition, specifically, you would say you're getting, an experienced for 25 years demolition expert. We will, we'll remove all of the pool and concrete and cut all the concrete away, and dispose of the whole thing, and then explain how it's going to be delivered here. You go, it's going to be delivered, within, I don't know, within 24 hours, within 1 week. You can say that, or you could have this page just talk about the quote process. Have someone, with so many experiences to give you a quote delivered within 48 hours. So here's an example I've got. Personalized financial health assessment, including a high inflation playbook plus a downturn wealth checklist, immediately delivered to your inbox. So that's something you can do here. So that's just a way to get some of their details. And that's an example of the subheadline. All right, here's the other bit you need. So you need some really good dot points. Again, making it super easy. You're essentially just restating the same thing over again. You want to give them some nice information. It's a bit of a teaser that makes sure they understand exactly what you're doing. You have to try and build a little bit of intrigue and try and give them some benefits. And you want to crank up the curiosity. So how to get X without this. You need X right now. Wrong. How to eliminate X. So there's some examples you can get there. So you can go, look, how to get your pool demolished without worry. You need special contractors to remove all the concrete. That's wrong. We can do that all for you. And then eliminate all worry by letting us take a hold of your pool, demolish it. Something like that. But basically, you need headline, subheadline, points that just really describe your offer. So important. And you've got to have a picture here somewhere. So you've got to have some pictures, bonus points for video if you've got it in there. production quality of video honestly doesn't matter, and especially if you're doing in the contractors and the trades and those sort of things. If it's high production value, that can actually scare off a bunch of people because it feels too fake, doesn't feel authentic. So you'll find that even if you can get some iPhone footage of you digging stuff up, something like that, it'll work just fine. The idea is just to what this is do, whether it's a video or it's a picture, it's just meant to make people not have to think about what it is they're getting. So this should be something that shows them exactly what it is they're going to get if they come and talk to you, come and hire you. You can have like a picture of your standard quote format as well, if you wanted to have something there, because if that's what they're looking to get out of you, that can be a great way to go. Right. So then you've got to have, like we talked about, the button, right? So you've got to have the thing that gets you the information. So this is something called a call to action button. All it is just gets them to raise their hand, say, yes, I want to talk to you. Two ways you can go about it. First way is you can have a button, have it trigger a form, and they fill out the form, and you then qualify them, call them back, those sorts of things on the form. Or you can have, your primary call to action can be for them to call you straight away. This could be your phone number that sits there. You can even have this as a button, which triggers like a straight from the web call. Some people have got that, Skype hooked up to their web browser. If it's on a phone, it'll convert, it'll take the phone number, put it in their phone, they'll call you straight away. Both ways you can do it. Really important to track, this is where you track that conversion, and you can track both of those things. So that's what that button is. Basically, after this pressing, and then some of the text that you want to have in this button here as well is what happens after the pressing this button. So that's what you're trying to communicate in the button. Press the button and say, get a quote within 48 hours would be a great example there. Right, that's it. Nice and quick. That's my template. Down the bottom here, there is that template. You can get a hold of a link, which you can have a look at yourself at your own leisure. Basically, if you want to come talk to me, also a link to come talk to me down in the bottom there. I help excavation contractors to get to 50K a month, 100K a month. I've got a guarantee on what I do. It's a no dig, no pay guarantee. If you want to hear more about that, click the link, come talk to me. Otherwise, I'll hopefully speak to you very, very soon. Subscribe, all that sort of fun stuff to see me again.